Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all fine. Today we are going to learn chemical properties of water. How water is reacting with metal, non-metal and other compounds, right? Most reactive metal, that is first group metals. So sodium, how is sodium reacting with other compounds? Sodium reacting with water. First reaction, sodium with water. So it is an explosive reaction. Why it is called explosive reaction? See, usually sodium we will keep it inside the kerosene because it can easily catch fire with air. So even it catching a fire with the air, it will react with water also vigorously. So that reaction we are going to see. Sodium reacts with water. It produces sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. So for balancing we can write like this. Sodium react with water, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is produced. It is an vigorous reaction. Then reaction with the first group over. Then if you go with the second group element, what will happen? Barium reacts with water. It will produce barium hydroxide with hydrogen, but which is not a vigorous reaction or violent reaction because of reactivity different. First group high reactive, then second group. So here also we can balance. Right, next some transition metals, D block elements are called transition elements. From that, if you take a reaction with the water, some of the metal will react with the steam, some may be in the hot condition. Likewise, iron reacts with water, not with water, with steam. It gives iron oxide. Iron Fe with steam. See, steam also we can write H2O, but steam is passed on the red hot iron. What condition we have to take? Red hot iron. Over the red hot iron, we have to pass the steam which will produce iron oxide with hydrogen. 3Fe, then 4 water molecule, then 4 hydrogen will form. In your book, which is not balanced correctly, only H2 is given, you can write 4H2. Then it can react with other metals like lead, copper. It is decomposed on white heat. What do you mean white heat? Red hot we will say no, but that lead, copper, if you heat it becoming white. That's why they are telling white heat. But what about the other non-metals like phosphorus, sulfur, carbon? They don't have reaction, so no reaction. At the same time, you have to remember, my dear students, carbon not in the element state, as a coke with steam, it will give the water gas reaction. Previously we have seen, that also happened, right? So first group element vigorously reacting and giving the basic solution. Then second group less violent, then it gives only as a oxide. Then non-metals don't have much reaction. Lead and copper decomposed under the water with white heat, right? Coke, we have to remember, usually non-metals are don't react with water, but carbon having some special character, coke, right? Reacting with steam gives water gas. Then some of the other non-metal also we can see. What are the other non-metals? Chlorine. How the chlorine halogens reacts with water. So first chlorine. How chlorine is reacting with water? Chlorine with water, right? See, chlorine Cl2 reacts with water, gives hydrochloric acid as well as hypochlorous acid. What is the product name? Hydrochloric acid as well as hypochlorous acid. So Cl2Cl divided into 2. Usually we have to remember water can be divided into H plus and OH minus ion. So one H will combine with one Cl, it will form hypochlorous acid. Another OH will form Cl, hypochlorous acid. So hydrochloric acid and hypochlorous acid. This is called hydrochloric acid. The second one is called hypochlorous acid. Okay. Then the same type of reaction will not take place with the other halogen. For example, if you treat it with fluorine, fluorine also belongs to halogen, but fluorine gives different product, right? With 2, it will give 2HF with oxygen molecule, right? See, 4 hydrogen with 4 fluorine, it will give 4HF. Okay, my dear students. So both are halogen, both reacting with water, but chlorine gives different product like hydrochloric acid and hypochlorous acid. But here it gives oxygen gas which is released from the water. Okay. So how it is reacting with metal and non-metal we have completed. Then we have to learn how it is reacting with non-metal compounds. What is non-metal compound? See, one of the non-metal carbon. Its compound like carbonate. It is called carbonate. CO3 2 minus means carbonate. So carbonate is a example for non-metallic compounds. See, non-metal reacting. Now we are going to see about how the non-metal compounds. Compound means combined nature. Okay. So made up of non-metal. That's why that is called non-metal compound. So CO3 carbonate group react with water, gives HCO3 minus and OH minus. Right? See, the water will dissociate into H plus OH minus. So what will happen? It will add one hydrogen. So HCO3, carbonic acid ion. This is also called carbonic acid. Right? So H2CO3 means carbonic acid. We have removed one hydrogen. HCO3 minus is called carbonic acid ion. Then OH minus ion. Right? So non-metallic compounds reacting to water gives another type of product like acidic or basic solution. This is acidic solution, this is basic solution, right? So that's why they are telling acidic or basic solution. Next we have to learn, that is very important thing, water having amphoteric nature. What do you mean amphoteric nature, sir? Amphoteric means, in the previous video itself I told amphoteric means which having dual character. It can act as an acid as well as base, right? So water having both H plus and OH minus ion. Usually H plus indicates a acidic character, OH minus indicates a basic character. Because of both which having in the water acting as a amphoteric nature. Amphoteric means which can accept proton, H plus means proton, or which can donate H plus. So which will donate the proton? Acid. So it can act as a acid, or accept, which will accept the proton? Base. So it can act as an acid or base. Based on that we can tell it can donate proton. Proton means nothing but H plus, and also it can accept a proton. That's why we are telling amphoteric nature. For that we have the example how water reacts with ammonia. Here ammonia, one of the example for base. So here the water will donate H plus, so it can form NH4 plus, then OH minus ion. See, the proton is donated here, which is acting as a acid. Then the same water is treated with hydrochloric acid. See here, example for base, here example for acid. Then acid react with water, what happen? It will attract the proton from that. So what will happen? H3O plus will form. Already 2 hydrogen, 1 more hydrogen. That's why H3O plus extra one added. So plus charge. Then Cl minus. So in the first equation, proton is donated by the water. Second equation, proton is accepted by the water. So which is acting as a amphoteric oxide. Right. Now, water can react with other ionic compounds also. For example, ionic compound sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is an example for ionic compound, right? So the ionic compound easily dissolved by water. We know what is sodium chloride. Table salt. We are eating the salt, that only called sodium chloride. So sodium chloride easily dissolved with water. Yes. So ionic compound. Example for ionic compound, sodium chloride easily dissolved in water. And also it can dissociate the ionic compounds like silicon tetrachloride and phosphorus pentoxide. Dissociation means what? Which is breaking or dividing, right? So silicon tetrachloride react with water. It will give silicon dioxide, SiO2 plus HCl. So we can balance here 2, 4 HCl, right? The same way, phosphorus pentoxide, P4O10 react with water, gives phosphoric acid, H3PO4. Okay, sorry, 6. P4O10. So 4 times, right? Now P4O10 means phosphorus pentoxide react with water, gives phosphoric acid. What's the name of the compound? Phosphoric acid. Okay, my dear students. See, water, it is reacted with sodium, gives sodium hydroxide. Barium hydroxide. With the iron steam, gives iron oxide. With non-metal like carbon, gives water gas reaction. Then halogen itself giving different products. Next to that, we have the non-metallic compounds like carbonate ion, then amphoteric nature, and reaction with the decomposition of ionic compound. So all are the chemical properties of water. Now the water is important to crystallize the compound. Some metals we can crystallize. Crystallization means what? If you want to prepare any metals or crystals means and finally we want to crystallize. That means we have to make it as a crystal. For that we will add some solvent. So water also one of the good solvent to prepare the crystal. So that is crystallization. During the crystallization, water is used, right? So in that some water may be present in that salt, metallic salt, right? So metal salt having some water, okay? So that water may present or it may bonded with covalently, or it may be fixed in the interstitial position of the crystal lattice. What is interstitial position or covalent bond? See, if it is in the square bracket, we will say that is covalent bonded or coordinated covalent bond. Okay, simply in between the lattice. I hope some other video I told crystal. If you take all the ions are arranged regularly, in between the gap the water is present means that is called interstitial position. Okay, so two types it may present as a water. It may present the salt as a coordinate covalent compound, or it may be present in the interstitial position of the crystal lattice. For example, we can use different example. Chromium with 6 water molecule. Then chlorine. See, water molecule inside the bracket as a ligon is present, means ligon means ion. Okay, so coordinated anion is called a ligon. Okay, so the ion inside the water inside the square bracket means we can say that is in the covalent nature. That means covalently bonded with this atom, right? Suppose it is outside, it is exist as a interstitial position, right? First example. Then second example, it may present as a interstitial position. For example, barium chloride having 2 water molecule, right? See, if you take barium chloride salt itself having 2 water molecule, where it may be present in between the barium and chlorine atoms. Okay, that is called the interstitial position, right? So in which the water is present in the interstitial position, right? Next, copper sulfate CuSO4 having 5 water molecule. From the 5 water molecule, 4 covalently bonded with copper, but 1 water molecule exists out of the sphere, which is exists in between the atoms. That means interstitial position. Because of that, it can able to form hydrogen bond. That is important. The structure is given in our book. We can see in the page number 108. Okay. So how it may be arranged? Copper may bonded with directly 4 water molecule. Then one is separately present in the outside. So 4 covalently bonded, and the another one is separately present in that salt. Okay. So chemical properties of water is over. Now we are going to learn about different types of water: hard water and soft water. What is hard water? What is soft water, my dear students? See, drinkable, usually we are drinking, that all are soft water. If we feel some salty water, that is only called hard water. Okay, so usually if you try to wash the clothes, what will happen? Hard water, easily we cannot wash the clothes, but soft water means we can easily remove the dirty, right? So because of hard water having rich or heavy minerals means which having many ions. Okay, because of presence of ions only the water becoming hard water. So hard water means what? Which one is called hard water? The water having calcium, magnesium like ions, right? Because of the water possess this like calcium, magnesium ion. So more common ions, calcium and magnesium. Rare elements, some place, depending upon the places, some other ions also making as a hard water. It may be iron, aluminium and manganese. Okay, that is rare elements. Most commonly hard water means what are the ions may be present? Calcium and magnesium. This metal may not present as a separate element, they are existing as a compound. So the calcium, magnesium may present as a bicarbonates, then chlorides, then sulfates, right? Calcium bicarbonate, calcium chloride, calcium sulfate may present, or magnesium bicarbonate, magnesium chloride, magnesium sulfate. So because of this existence, they are making the water into hard water. If you boil, what will happen? This bicarbonate compound will precipitate. Precipitate means what? It will settle as a solid, the water. Simply if you boil, the hard water ions will deposit. If it is happen, we can say the water is becoming soft water. How it becoming soft water? If you boil the bicarbonate salt, it will deposit. After filtering, we can use it. That is soft water. So ion free, free from like calcium, magnesium salt. Calcium, magnesium salt is called soft water. So there is no ions. All the ions are removed means that water becoming soft water, right? So based on this different type of ions, we can classify the hard water into two types. One is temporary hard water. Another one is permanent hard water. Okay. So what is temporary hardness? Hardness of water can be divided into two. One is temporary hardness. So temporary hardness means that hardness easily we can remove, right? So easily if you are able to remove the hardness, that is called temporary hardness, right? So it may be have magnesium carbonate or calcium carbonate. Okay. So what are the waters are having magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate? That is called what? Temporary hardness of water. Okay. So how will you remove this magnesium carbonate and calcium carbonate? By boiling. We can remove. After the boiling, we can filtrate. Right? By boiling, next to the boiling, we can filtrate that. After the filtration, we can get the pure water. Okay. So the temporary hardness of water can be removed by the boiling and filtration process. So what will happen if you boil this? We can write the equation. Magnesium carbonate. If you heat, what will happen? Magnesium hydroxide magnesium, usually you want to write magnesium bicarbonate. Magnesium carbonate means MgCO3. Magnesium bicarbonate means MgHCO3 twice. Calcium bicarbonate CaHCO3. So usually the hard water making ions are forming as a bicarbonate, not a carbonates. Okay. Then we can heat these compounds means we can remove the carbonate ions. So we will see the chemical reaction. Magnesium bicarbonate MgHCO3. If you heat it, what will happen? It will produce magnesium carbonate with water. So what will happen? Right? Then calcium bicarbonate on heating, it will give calcium carbonate with water and CO2. Listen, my dear students, hard water means it may have bicarbonate, okay, not carbonate. So bicarbonate means we have to know the molecular formula MgHCO3 twice, CaHCO3 twice, right? So in that magnesium carbonate will form, then calcium carbonate will form. In that magnesium carbonate soluble in water, so it will dissolve again. It is in the dissolved nature in the water, so easily we cannot filtrate. But this one is insoluble. Insoluble means it will settle down. It is settled down means we can filtrate. So now we want to remove this magnesium carbonate. For that we have to hydrolysis. What do you mean hydrolysis? Adding with the water. So if you add the water, it will form insoluble magnesium hydroxide. Then CO2 plus hydrogen. 1 minute, my dear students. CO2 alone, because here we are going to take only one water molecule, MgCO3. That CO3 can be write CO2 and O. Already we have one H, one OH in the water. So if you join this oxygen hydrogen, another OH, so two OH, it comes as a magnesium hydroxide. Then CO2. Okay. So only one water molecule we have to take it here. Listen, my dear students. These are the bicarbonate ions which making the water into hardness. Okay. So if you heat alone, it will produce insoluble calcium carbonate. We can directly filtrate. Okay. But magnesium carbonate soluble compound. Again, you want to convert it into insoluble compound. For that hydrolysis, addition of water. Again, we have to add the water. Then it will form insoluble magnesium hydroxide. It will deposit, then filtrate. So by using this boiling method and the filtration method, we can remove all these carbonate compounds as a hardness water. Okay. So we can remove the hardness making metals like magnesium bicarbonate, calcium bicarbonate. But we cannot remove the sulfate or chloride ions. Okay. The another one method to remove the temporary hardness, Clark method, right? So the first method simply boiling and filtrating. Next, second method is called Clark's process or method. So what is Clark's method? The same, that carbonate ions are heated with lime water. So what do you mean lime water? Lime means what is calcium hydroxide is called lime water. Okay. So the lime is treated with that magnesium bicarbonate and also calcium bicarbonate. If you add calcium hydroxide with that, what will happen? Magnesium, it will give magnesium hydroxide. Then remaining, it will form water and carbon dioxide. So magnesium hydroxide will form, the remaining is water and CO2. Okay, my dear students. So it will form magnesium hydroxide and then water. Again, what will happen? We have the calcium, you know, that calcium will react with the CO3. It will give calcium carbonate. Again, I will write, my dear students. Listen carefully. Magnesium bicarbonate reacted with lime water, calcium hydroxide. Now what will happen? It will produce magnesium hydroxide and calcium carbonate. Okay, along with water. Now we can balance this reaction. Magnesium with OH group. Simply you add this OH with magnesium. We got magnesium hydroxide. What are the remaining things? 2 CO3 is there, 1 calcium. So 1 calcium react with CO3, it will form calcium carbonate. So the remaining, so here we want to take 2 calcium hydroxide. 2 calcium, 2 CO3. 2 calcium carbonate will produce. What are the remaining things? 2 hydrogen, 2 OH group. Already 4 OH group is there. 2 into 2, 4. 2 is written, remaining 2. So 2 OH group, 2 H plus becoming water. Again, I am telling my dear students, magnesium bicarbonate react with lime water gives magnesium hydroxide as well as calcium carbonate and water. But in case of calcium bicarbonate, we don't. Calcium bicarbonate, we need not to worry about that. simply by addition of calcium hydroxide like lime water, it will produce calcium carbonate. See, 2 calcium, so 2 calcium carbonate will form, remaining 2 hydrogen, 2 OH group. So simply 2 water molecule will form. Okay. So temporary hardness we have finished, my dear students. Then permanent hardness. What is permanent hardness? See, the metal ions like calcium and magnesium present as a bicarbonate means that water is called temporary hard water. Permanent hard water means it may have the magnesium sulfate or magnesium chloride, or calcium sulfate, calcium chloride. Here also we are going to use two methods. First one is